Okay, so this is just a video about my reloading setup, what I started with, and what I'm doing currently today. So, long time ago, I had a one bedroom apartment, and I started to started reloading. I took a gunsmithing course, and they talked about reloading, so I thought, I'll give it a try. So I bought a RCBS Rock Chucker Master reloading kit, and that has all the basic tooling that you need to get started. It has a scale, and it has you know a case trimmer, and all that stuff. It doesn't have the the dies that you need, or any powder or casings or bullets, but it's got all the basic tooling to set up your reloading bench. So I lived in this one bedroom apartment, and I, of course, didn't have a bench in my apartment, although I probably could have put one in there. But I used to get the Midway catalogs, and so I was surfing through the catalog one day, and I came across this item here. And this is a stand. It's a stand that you can mount your press on, and it and reload from virtually anywhere, in your one bedroom apartment, or you can take it to the range and reload there, wherever. So I bought it, and I still have it, as you can see, and it's still in pretty good condition. I don't think Midway sells it anymore, which is really a shame, because it's a very good system, a very good stand in my opinion. But this press that you see that's on there right now obviously is not a rock chucker press. It's an inexpensive Lee press. But that's basically the setup that I had. And I used it for many years. And when you do single stage reloading in an apartment, it would take me several hours just to do 50 rounds. I mean, because I'm using a balance scale to weigh the charges, and that took forever. So it was a very lengthy process, and but I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot about reloading, and so there you go. Got married, bought a condo, and so all of my reloading stuff was put into storage, because I really didn't have any room. I had a one car garage at the condo, so I had to put it all into storage for a while. So it sat in storage for many years, and then we bought a house, and my house has a garage, and my garage has a bench. So thank God for that. So I dragged out all my reloading stuff, including this little press, and I continued to use it. Um, and then a friend of mine gave me that little red press, which I mounted onto there. So I had kind of a tandem system. So I would use that little red press to seat bullets, because you don't need a heavy duty press to seat bullets. That a small press like that is fine. So it worked, and I did that for a while, and then I decided, what, I want to build a nice reloading center, a nice reloading bench. So I went from this setup to this setup here. And this is where I'm using today. Here's the rock chucker. Right there's my faithful rock chucker, still in excellent condition. And if you want to get into reloading and you want to do single stage reloading, get an RCBS rock chucker. They are the gold standard for presses, for single stage presses, in my opinion. So there's my rock chucker, and I bought this bench from Amazon, and it was exactly what I was looking for. It's got about a 2-inch thick bench top of solid wood, and then a nice metal frame, as you can see, and coasters. It's or casters. Sorry, coasters, casters, which lock, so I can wheel it around anywhere in the garage, which I think is great. So that's my that's where the rock chucker went. And I added a few things to it. I added a primer, the primer eject system. I think it's called the primer eject system. Yeah, the spent primer disposal system from Inline Fabrication. Because the one that comes with the rock chucker press, the primer catch, it's not very good. Which I don't know why RCBS has never improved that. It's just it fits on like this, and it's very wobbly. So this is a much better system. It traps it in here, and then it all collects down there in that bottle. And I added a little swing arm here, and this is called a hopper. And this is what it does, it throws charges. So I went from pouring out powder and weighing each charge to boom, boom, boom. So this press, I'm still going to use it to load large caliber stuff, because it's probably better to use this than it would be a progressive loader. So this is the rock chucker. Okay, and then this one here is my new Dillon XL650. This is what's called a self-indexing progressive loader, and this thing will crank out about 800 rounds an hour if it has all the attachments to it. It doesn't have all the attachments to it, but I can definitely reload much quicker with this one. Okay, and it has this big huge thing up here. It's a case feeder, so I can throw all my cases in there, and then it'll just feed them automatically. I don't have to put them in to the press like you do other presses, like the 550, which you have to manually load the casings. This one will load them for me. So one step, it's practically runs itself. All you really have to do is pull this hammer or pull this lever here, and as you can see, there's that. And then as you see it move, that is the self-indexing part of it. So you don't have to turn that thing, it just turns itself. So the things that I have, the mounts that I have both presses mounted on are Ultra mounts from Inline Fabrication. Really great mounts, very nice mounts. Dillon makes one, but it's not, in my opinion, with all due respect to Dillon, it's just not as good. This is much more solid, and you can add a lot of stuff to it. Like as you can see, this one over here, you can add, like this part here, shoot on there. There's other things that I've added onto it. So much better system. Another thing I got from Inline Fabrication for this press is what's called the Skylight. And the Skylight is this light, this thing right here. And it is an LED light. It's got 8 LEDs in it. And it sits right in the middle. Let me see if I can get it in here and film at the same time. Right in the middle of the tool head. So it just kind of goes in there, as you can see. All right. And when you turn it on, it illuminates the whole inner part of the press, which is nice. Necessary? No. But I would recommend getting it, and very nice to have. It just gives you a little bit of extra light. Another thing that came with was an LED strip. Okay, and the LED strip is intended to go here, right here, kind of in the back. It gives you a little bit more light. I tried it there and I didn't like it, and it was just too bright. It was shining, this way, and it was distracting to me. So I didn't put it there. And then I thought about, well, maybe I'll put it up here, right up in this area, and have it shine down on the top of the tool head. And I didn't like that either. So I wasn't going to use it, but then I thought, well, wait a minute. Why not mount it here? So I put it in the bottom of the the bottom portion of the mount, let's say, the top of the mount, and it just illuminates the bottom here. you know, really nicely. So as you can see, that's turned off like that, and then turned on. So it's a nice little addition. I would recommend it. I would. Why not? So anyway, this is what it's come to. Put quite a bit of money into this thing, as you can imagine, and a lot more is going to go into it. But when it's finally done, I'm going to have a pretty good setup, I think. I did some 9mm earlier today, and more dialing in things, and that took some time, so I didn't get really any video of that, just because I had to do a lot of adjusting, and so anyway, but the tool head for the 9mm is pretty much dialed in. Everything's pretty much dialed in. So I will be doing some maybe some video of that later at another time. But anyway, so this is my setup. Let me know what you think about it. And you know, I'll do some more videos at some point. Okay. All right, everybody. Take it easy.